Welcome to SSIT lectures. In this video, we are going to see the previous year questions and detailed solutions of UGC NET Computer Science and Application exam from the topic SQL in subject DBMS. First question, which is asked in December 2019 and the question ID is given. Two tables, employee and department, with their columns are given. Find the most appropriate statement of the given query. They have given the query, and first we'll check out the options available. Total number of employees in each department D1 and D2, total number of employees of department D1 and D2 if the total is greater than 5. Display total number of employees in both departments D1 and D2. The output of the query must have at least 2 rows. Before analyzing the select query, we need to know the order of execution of SQL select statement. The order of execution of select statement is from class, var class, group by class, having class, select class, and finally the order by class. Select count star total from employee var department number in D1 and D2, group by department number having count star greater than 5. So from the employee table, we have to fetch the rows whose department numbers are in D1, D2. So list of employees who are working in D1 or in D2. Then group by department number. Group by means we have to categorize the result. Whenever group by occurs, there must be an aggregate function in select class. Here in the select class they used count, that is total. So by grouping the rows based on department number, we have to count the number of rows having count star greater than 5. That is, we have to find total number of rows whose department number is D1 and that count value must be greater than 5. So the correct option is total number of employees of department D1 and D2 if the total is greater than 5. Second query, which of the following statements are DML statements? To answer this query, first we need to know what are all DML statements. DML stands for Data Manipulation Language. Insert, update, delete, select. These are the 4 statements come under DML category. In the question they have given A as update statement, update table name, set column value. B is delete statement. C is select statement. So all the 3 statements are DML statements. So the option 3 is the correct answer. Next they have given the 2 tables, students and performance, with the columns and values. Roll number is the primary key of student table with the another column name. In performance table, roll number and course are the primary keys and mark is another column. And they have given the query, and from the query we have to find the total number of rows written by the query. Select as dot name, sum p of marks. That is, we have to fetch student's name, their total marks from student S, performance P. That is from both the tables S student and performance, where S dot roll number equal to P dot roll number. We have to join these 2 tables, students and performance, based on the condition S dot roll number equal to P dot roll number. So this is an example for EQ join query. Then group by S dot name. We are joining these 2 tables based on roll number. They are asked to calculate the sum based on the group by column name S dot name. Generally, when a group by clause is used in a query, the number of rows written by that query indicates unique values available, that is different values available for that group by column. Here in the students table, though there are 3 records, but the unique values are 2, that is Ramesh and Mukesh. So the total number of rows written by the query is 2. Next query, they have given the relation book title, price. and no two books are having the same price. From the query we have to find what is the result of the query. Select title, that is we have to choose the title from table book as B, where subquery starts. Select count star from book as T, where T dot price is greater than B dot price. Closing the subquery, then less than 7. Here it is an example for a correlated subquery because outer query table is referenced in the inner query. So this is called correlated subquery. For every row execution of outer query, the inner query will be executed. First we need to find out what the inner query calculates. For any given price, the inner query calculates the number of books whose price is greater than the given price. That means it identifies whether any book exists greater than the current book price. If the count is 0, then it means there is no book whose price is greater than the current book price. So it means the current book, that is book referred in B, is the expensive book. And here if the count, that is the result of the inner query values, that is count star, is less than 7. Less than 7 means the values are 0 to 6. So it returns 7 most expensive books. So option 3 is the correct answer. Next, which is true with reference to the view in DBMS. In DBMS, view is a virtual table. Views can be used to hold the result of a select query. Here they have given A view is a special stored procedure executed when certain events occur. This is a definition for trigger, not a view. Then B, view is a virtual table which occurs after executing a pre-compiled query. So this is the correct definition of a view. Option 2 is the correct answer. Only B is true. Next, in SQL, dash is an aggregate function. First we need to know the aggregate functions. The aggregate functions available are count, min, max, average, sum, etc. So the options given are select, create, average and modify. So the correct option is average. Next, SQL command changes one or more fields in a record. We have to find which SQL command we use to change the field. Lookup is not a command. Insert is used to insert column values. Modify, alter table name, modify column name. That is to modify the column, we have to use modify. Then change is not a command. So the correct option is modify. Next question. Two relations R1 with attributes A and B and R2 relation with attributes C and D are given, and they have given a query, and the resultant of the query has to be same as R1, and they have provided the condition that has to be satisfied. The condition given are the options. That is, from the options we have to find out whether R1 has duplicate or not and R2 is empty or not. First we will see the select query. Select distinct A, B from R1, R2. This query comes under the category of Cartesian product of two relations specified in relational algebra. For example, consider the Cartesian product of two relations R1 and R2 which contains m and n number of rows respectively. The result of the Cartesian product will contain m into n number of rows, that is, every row in R1 will be repeated n times. Similarly, every row in R2 will be repeated m times. Here in this query, they have used the relations R1, R2 in from clause. So it will be the Cartesian product of relation R1 and R2, and then they have selected only the attributes from the relation R1, that is, they have chosen distinct A, B, which means they are choosing distinct rows from relation R1. This means then the number of rows in R2 is 0. So the product of any number with 0 is 0. That is the Cartesian product of two relations. If any one of the relation is empty, then there will be no resultant set. This implies R2 should not be empty. So the correct option for this question is option 2. R1 has no duplicates and R2 is non-empty. Next, two attributes A and B are given with their data types. A's data type is varchar2 of 20 with the value Ram, and B attribute data type is character of 20, value Sita. The basic difference of these two data types, char and varchar2 in Oracle, is in char data type, the value we denote is the total size occupied by the column. Varchar, that is varying character, is the maximum size for that column. That means if any column value is less than the size specified in the column, then it will occupy only the size of the actual value. So for the attribute A, the value size is Ram size is 3 letters, so 3 memory space, and B has character of 20, so 20 memory spaces. The correct option is 3, 22nd option. Next question, they have given a relation name called works with employee name, company name and salary. Here employee name is the primary key and they have given a query. We have to find out what the query will return. The query is select employee name from works T where salary is greater than select average salary from works where T dot company equal to S dot company name. This is an example for correlated subquery. Here in outer query, every employee name from works T will be selected and that employee's salary will be compared with the average salary which is calculated in the inner query. Next we will see the inner query. In inner query, they are calculating the average salary from the person who are all working in the company, same as the employee given in the outer query. So if the employee selected in the outer query salary is greater than his company employee's average salary, then only that employee name will be displayed. So the correct option for this query is option 4. Find all the employees who earn more than the average salary of all employees of the company. Thank you for watching SSIT lectures.